Quick question for you. Do I have an accent?
An accent?
Yeah, do I have an accent?
I would say no.
No.
I haven't detected one.
I only ask, and maybe we're the wrong people to ask, each other, just because we've been around each other so long and so many years that maybe the accent goes unnoticed. But I got coffee the other day and I was standing in line and I order. And right after I order, not the cashier, but the guy right next to her says, I love these accents. These in Boston. And then he just goes on and he goes on his way. And I was like, is he talking about me? Do I have an accent?
I don't think you do. I don't think I do either.
Yeah, I feel like this area of the country, kind of the Midwest, and I realize Louisville's technically South, but it has Midwest qualities. But Midwest area has probably the least accent of the entire country.
Well, I would say though this area, there's most people that are from here have the accent.
Oh, yeah.
You and I are not from here.
Right.
So it's not ingrained in us.
Right. You grew up in Indiana. I grew up in Ohio, but still.
Northern Indiana.
Very close.
So if anything, and my sister spent a lot of time going to school in Michigan, she kind of almost developed that
accent.
Kind of almost Canadian. Let me tell you about my accent. Yeah. I completely detected in her. But yeah, I don't think you and I have evaded the typical.
Mike just texted in and said Ben has a Wisconsin-ish accent. I do not have a Wisconsin-ish accent.
Really?
Wisconsin?
That's what my sister has.
I feel like Wisconsin. It's more like a Chicago.
Wisconsin? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I feel like that accent is more of like a Wisconsin, Chicago, Northern sort of thing.
I don't know if people in Wisconsin talk like that. Shay says, y'all both have an accent. Ben sounds more like he's from Ohio for sure. There's an Ohio accent.
No, I feel like I don't have an accent, and it's because we're in Kentucky, and I feel like I don't have that Kentucky drawl. Now I've picked up some colloquial, or what do you say? Colloquialisms. Yeah, I picked up some of them.
She's disagreeing with you.
Well,
she's full on disagreeing with you.
I'm disagreeing with Shay. So, but Shay says I do have an accent.
Hunter says Ben has a nasal accent.
Well, I've always really no, it's not an accent. It's just the way I talk.
Voice.
Yeah, it's just the way I talk. But anyways, I thought that was funny that
I have a preppy accent, according to Mike.
I was sitting there getting coffee, and I have never, and the only reason it stuck out is because I don't think I've ever recognized anyone that has said to my face, "Oh, you have an accent."
Right.
Now, maybe it's me, and I'm thinking everybody else. I'm pointing fingers. I'm like, everybody else has an accent. You know what I'm saying? It ain't me. It's everybody else.
No, Chase says she sounds like a city hick. What does that sound like?
Oh,
I need to know.
Well,
like a sophisticated, Southern person?
Well, no. Hick isn't like Southern. A hick is different than a Southern drawl.
Not? What is a hick then? Let's define a hick.
Well, a hick is different than a Southern drawl. You don't know the difference between a hillbilly hick accent and a Southern drawl?
Well, I think yes, a hillbilly hick is one and the same.
Right.
It's more of a deep Southern, right?
Well, it's not like Georgia Southern. When you think
I was thinking it was leaning more towards that.
When you think Gone with the Wind, that's what I think Southern accent. I think Georgia,
that's
Atlanta.
Deep Southern, yeah.
I think that's the Southern accent because I think Kentucky has its.
We're the wrong people.
Well, I think Kentucky has its own accent. I could tell Kentucky from Georgia for sure.
Yes, not as thick here.
It's
pretty thick in Georgia.
Well, but the thickness is different. It's like a different sort of. It's the Kentucky drawl. Anyways, whatever. We spent way too much time on this, but
we did a little. We did a real deep dive.
I know.
In dialects.
Well, I was just floored by the person that was like, I like this accent in Boston. I'm like, well, I don't have either, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no
Excuse me, sir. Are you referring to me?
Are you going to give me
I would like to have my peppermint mocha now. Thank you very much.